There are billionaires we all know, the ones who make headlines, appear on magazine covers, and dominate social media. But what about those who choose to stay in the shadows? What about the self-made men who silently build their empires, accumulating massive wealth without anyone noticing? This is the untold story of Jonathan Reeves, a man who mastered the art of making billions without fame, without recognition, and without ever stepping into the spotlight. How did he do it? What secrets did he uncover? And most importantly, can you follow in his footsteps? Stay tuned, because this story might just change the way you see success for EV. Wealth is not about how much money you make, it's about how you use it. My name is Jonathan Reeves, and if you search for me online, you won't find much. Unlike other billionaires who dominate headlines and magazine covers, I chose to build my empire in silence away from the spotlight. I started with nothing, no capital, no powerful connections, and no prestigious degree. The only thing I had was a different mindset and an unstoppable determination. This is my story, how I went from a young man struggling to pay his bills to one of the wealthiest people you've never heard of. The beginning. A simple job that changed my thinking. I grew up in a small town where no one talked about wealth unless it was about financial struggles. My parents worked hard, but we barely had enough to get by. I had no grand plans for the future until I landed my first job at a local grocery store at the age of 16. At first, I saw the job as nothing more than a way to earn some money, but soon I noticed something interesting. The store owner lived a completely different life from the employees. Unlike us, who worked long hours for minimum wage, he had the freedom to make decisions that shaped the store's success or failure. That's when I realized something important. There's a huge difference between working for money and having money work for you. My first business, a painful failure that changed everything. By the time I was 19, I had saved up a small amount of money and decided to start my first business. I took all my savings, around $5,000, and launched an online store selling tech gadgets. I was excited and convinced that success would come quickly. I was wrong. Within 6 months, my business had completely failed. I lost every dollar I invested. It was devastating, and for a moment I thought I'd made the biggest mistake of my life. But instead of giving up, I asked myself, what went wrong? What could I learn from this failure? I started studying everything I could about business, marketing, and investment. I realized that my problem wasn't the idea itself. It was my lack of knowledge about how to run a successful business. That was my second major lesson. Entrepreneurship isn't just about passion and ideas, it's about strategy and knowledge. The big break. Discovering the secret of real estate. After my first failure, I knew I needed to try something different. I came across a book about real estate investing and realized that the industry was full of hidden opportunities for those who knew where to look. I didn't have much money, but I discovered ways to buy properties with minimal capital. Instead of investing in expensive houses, I focused on purchasing undervalued properties in developing areas. I bought them at low prices, rented them out to cover the loans, and later sold them for a profit when their value increased. Within 2 years, I owned 5 properties, and the rental income was enough to cover all my expenses. I no longer needed a traditional job, and I could focus entirely on expanding my business. This was my third key lesson. Wealth doesn't come from working harder. It comes from knowing where to invest. Building the empire. Why I chose to stay unknown. While most of my peers were spending their money on luxury cars and vacations, I reinvested every dollar into buying more real estate and acquiring small businesses. I wasn't interested in appearing in magazines or speaking at conferences. I believed that true power comes from controlling wealth, not from showing it off. By the time I was 30, I'd built an empire that included a real estate portfolio worth over $500 million, investments in more than 20 startup companies, private assets, and stocks generating millions of dollars per year. And yet, almost no one knew my name, why I chose to avoid fame. In today's world, people love attention and social media fame, but I chose a different path. I didn't want to be in the spotlight, and I didn't want to become a target for people trying to take advantage of my wealth. To me, Real wealth is not about how much money you have, it's about having complete control over your time, choices, and freedom. 5 life lessons from my journey to wealth. Don't chase money, chase opportunities. Money follows those who can identify and capitalize on the right opportunities. Don't fear failure. Every successful person has failed at some point. The key is to learn and adapt. Time is more valuable than money. Working long hours won't make you rich. Learning how to make money work for you will. Invest in knowledge. Every smart investment decision I made was based on what I learned from books, mentors, and experience. Don't let others decide how you should live. Society will always have opinions, but success comes from following your own path, not the expectations of others. Can you repeat this journey? My journey wasn't easy and there were no guarantees, but I proved that anyone can build wealth with the right mindset and strategy. Success isn't about luck. It's about smart work, patience, and investing in the future. If you want to start your own journey to financial freedom, remember this. It's not about how hard you work, but how smartly you use your time and money. Jonathan Reeves didn't seek fame, he didn't chase attention. He built an empire in silence, mastering the art of wealth while remaining invisible to the world. But his story is more than just one of success, it's a blueprint. The question is, will you follow it? Will you break free from the ordinary, think differently, and take control of your financial future? Wealth isn't about luck, it's about strategy, knowledge, and persistence. The path is there, the opportunity is real. The only thing left is for you to take the first step. If you found this story inspiring, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more powerful stories like this. Success starts with knowledge, so stay tuned because your journey is just beginning.